So we are right back into another Dragon Ball Super card game video, and this one is another deck profile. And yes, this one is Shenron. This is going to be the mono blue ultimate spirit Shenron. Yeah, that one's a little bit better. If you haven't checked out my Black Messiah with the promo of a Demigra, please go check that out. But this one is going to be a little bit more jank with just a tiny hint of spice as far as set 6 and as well as other things. This one really does focus on the Goku chain and a few things and shenanigans that really take advantage of not only one card, a rare card, and as well as the triple attacker here that pretty much you get to attack 7 times, I would say. On average, I've attacked 6 to 7 times with this this leader and as well as this deck. It does lose to a few different things, which I will definitely explain. But this one doesn't need any introduction as far as the leader. He is the Dragon Ball. If you haven't watched any videos or seen any regionals yet, well, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because he is pretty much one of the top dogs as far as leaders, which is why I don't make any deck profiles unless they're janky like this one. So he can attack for both sides. He gets 2 Dragon Balls from life or deck and then draws 2. Most of the time, if it's just regular Dragon Balls or whatever Dragon Ball that you want. He gets a desire after you flip over, and then his ultimate, other than the draw 1 and 1 desire for free to your total life or total energy. You get to choose 1 battle card with 10k attack and triple attack. So this one does, again, focus on the Goku chain. It is not the UI Goku chain. It does look like it, but we will get into that. So the first one is going to be the Dragon Ball. Obviously, we play him. This one is a activate main, draw 1, and then we got the 1-star ball with it. So this is really just preference. As we get into the game, as we get more and more balls in our sack, we're gonna get more and more utility for Shenron leaders, and as well as just in general, because a lot of these don't require a Shenron leader. But for this one, it does. This one's activate main. You draw 1 and you choose 1 from your hand and place in the drop area. The opponent does the same right after, except for the draw. So basically, you're plussing and negging, and they just they're just negging. And the main targets are going to be preface or quick thinking, and we'll get to that pretty soon here. As far as the rest of the stuff, when it comes down to the Shenron stuff, basically the Shenron package, we're going to be playing 2 radar. Mainly this is for early game draw, so when you're at 2 energy and you're going to be getting at least 4 balls into the drop, you're going to be getting 2 balls from the drop into your the field or into your hand, and then play them, draw 2. The other part of it is that if you thin out your deck and you're going to be at 7 life or 7 balls into your drop, and you still haven't seen a desire, then this is not that bad of a deal to look at the top 7 and get a desire card, because most of the time, if you're drawing a lot, you're thinning a lot, and the chances are, since you play 4 Child's Wish and they're not in life, and you've seen them in deck because you are looking through your deck in life, you're gonna run into them. So just keep that in mind, but just be careful, because the top 7 can burn you quite a lot. Of course, we do the temporal, not the temporal darkness, so used to seeing that, but the temporal rescue trunks, in which is the sparking 5 combo, super combo that is, and then you draw 1. So one thing to really point out is that your turn 1 is probably going to be charging this, and I will explain a little bit later, but as you go along, you'll understand, okay, that's what he's doing. Oh, all right. Wow. Okay, I'm dead now, because this is exactly what happens a lot of the time. But yeah, it's just like the Ultimate Box Vegeta, in which I love charging this now, especially since it's part of the win con. And again, I'll explain that. And now the other thing is that you're going to be playing 4 Child's Wish, mainly because this is just so you can get out quick thinking, or as well as preface, and then play the Child's Wish after. Most of the time, you're going to be seeing one of them. If you don't, try to mulligan for at least one of them, so that way turn 2 you're going to be getting a preface into the drop with a 1-star ball, and then using Child's Wish to play him for free, and then after that playing radar to draw 2 or whatever it may be, to keep 1 open to negate or whatever you need. It's really situational. And the other part of it is that you get that Child's Wish right after you flip, and it's really good to see that. Now let's talk about the blue packets real quick. We got 4 sensu beans. This is really important when you actually do get to attacking, and I'm very I'm very surprised again that this combo isn't really out there, right? I haven't seen any deck so far with Shenron and as well as the Spirit Bomb Goku, but this is really helpful, not only because after you evolve and you start attacking and you restand stuff, you get to restand the cards that you don't really need or that you do need restanded, and then the ones that you charge, like the super combos and as well as the unbreakables, etc., you get to combo with those. And again, I'll keep going with that, I'll keep explaining as we go, but this one does get 5k for the registration of turn, so on top of that 10k that you give for triple attack and as well as anything else that you boost it with, this is really good for that triple attack. It's just super clutch. And of course, we played 3 Whis, probably one of the best negates in the game still. I still don't put down Whis, and I still love him to death. You really don't want to play too many extra cards in this, but you do need the gates so that way you survive throughout the game. A lot of the time you're not going to be attacking until later on. Quick thinking Gotenks is probably going to be your main attacker, so just keep that in mind, at least for the early game. Now let's go into the Goku chain. So we got 4 Preface, we have 4 Rapid Onslaught, and then we have not UI Goku but Ultimate Spirit Bomb Goku. We have 3 of him, and then 3 of the Kaioken. So now here's the thing, and here's how this works, right? So again, I already explained the turn 1 and 2 and maybe even 3, but as soon as you get to 4 to 5 energy, you can start doing this. And what you need to do is to be careful of how you manage your energy and manage how if they have removal or not. You can do this turn 3 and then play the Rapid Onslaught right on top of the Preface. I mean, that's not that big of a deal, and especially for technically 1 energy, you can just play him out, make sure he's just there, make sure they don't have any removal like Zeno or the championship Vegeta or Jiren. Not that anybody really plays him anymore. He is dirt cheap now though. And then play Rapid Onslaught. But so the main idea as far as this goes is to have that 5 energy and make sure that you do have that 5 energy. You can technically play this with 4 energy, and I used to play Objection in this, but it was just too neg. It was just too neg. Not only to Objection and to lose cards in your hand, but also to charge them, and as well as drawing into them later on. And that was really detrimental to how the deck works and how the finisher goes. The Ultimate Spirit Bomb, that is. So I got rid of that and started just playing a little more defensive and making sure that I just don't die. So 5 energy, you play him, you already have him out, you play him for 3 evolve, and you play him right after. So the 1 energy there is there, and then you drop 2 cards, most likely any extra cards that you don't need, like Dragon Radar or Child's Wish or Whis. And then right after that, you start attacking. They can't counter out of this, obviously, right here, because it says that. It does have double strike, and it does have 35,000 triple attack. And then when it attacks, you choose up to 5 cards in your energy area and combo with them. And because every time that you attack, you have triple attack, you get to do that over and over again. That's why you do charge those super combos. That's why you charge the unbreakables and as well as the cells that are going to be putting in right after this. As you go along, you keep 1 energy open, and then you bean as much as possible. So you have to keep those beans in hand unless you're defending. But most of the time, when you get to that 4 or 5 energy curve, you're gonna be fine. If not, then you just Whis or Unbreakable. It's just not that big of a deal. Anyway, that's the idea. That's the ideal thing. So as you add more beans, you restand the energy that you don't need, and then keep the energy like the Unbreakable and as well as the cell and as well as the quick shift that I'm gonna put in real quick that are rested, and then combo. And then start drawing a little bit more, so that way when you do start attacking, you're gonna be good to go. A lot of the time people are gonna have a lot of self-awakening, so by the time you do get to 5 and you're protecting your life and you're making sure that you're at 6 to 8 life, because you want to be at an even number for Kaioken, this is a done deal. Like you should be able to combo quite a lot. They're not going to be able to counter, especially after image, which fucks up this deck, especially time magic, which fucks up this deck. So those are the things that you kind of have to watch out for. And since they can't activate type magic at all, you don't have to really think about that, but you do have to think about Kaioken. Now where Kaioken comes in is that after you start attacking the 3 times, after the 3rd time and they somehow survive, depending on where they are, because again, if they're self-awakening, they're going to be at 6 to 5 to 4, hopefully at 4. If they're self-awakening to 4, then that's a-okay, because that's exactly where you want them. They're going to be attacking 3 times with the Ultimate Spirit Bomb Goku, and then right after that you're gonna have to keep 1 energy open, because after you attack those 3 times, you go and place that 1 card from the hand to drop on top of this guy, and then you take 2 cards from your life and then switch it to active mode. Now you have a couple options in which you can attack with them if you know they're going to be untapped and they can't counter, or they're at 1 life or whatever. You can just keep going and just fucking go ham, because this guy is a 35,000 attacker with the 10k, which makes him 45, with any beans, which makes him from 45 to 50 to 55 to 65 to 60, right? So overall it's going to be a really hard attack to get around, and you just gonna keep going. And of course you can't lose the game for the duration of the turn, and the opponent can't win the game. So you can take the life over and over again until you restand. Another thing to keep in mind is that if you know they have open energy, which most of the time they do because they can't use the counters, they can't, you can go ahead and just restand him, keep an open energy, and then if you have 2 cards in your hand, pay 1 and then drop 2, and then put this man on top of him, because you're going to be able to do that because it's just 5 or more. It doesn't say it has to be at 5 or whatever, right? You can just go ahead and put the Ultimate Spirit Bomb on him. So that's the thing. That's the whole deal of this. And now that you know that, right, and now that you can go ahead and just go ham, you kind of understand where everything else comes in. So the Quick Shift Majin Buu is a last minute addition, right? So I used to play 3 of the objection here. This is exactly where objection was, but again, 2 neg, it was too many cards out of my hand, and with Quick Shift you can start charging this one, keeping having a blue energy open, and as well as there to be ready and consistent. And then when you do combo with it, you choose 2 cards from your hand to the shuffle of the deck and then draw 2. And this is really helpful because now you can get rid of Dragon Radar, now you can get rid of a Child's Wish, now you can get rid of Whis, which happens so many times. Like I draw so many times into that, and as soon as you see that, you can start getting rid of that. So those are the type of techs that you can kind of go around and be a little more creative with. And of course we play 4 Unbreakable. I mean, you can switch these around if you really want to. And then 2 of the Infernal Cells. So again, you're gonna be charging this, you're gonna be charging this, you're gonna be charging this, you're gonna be charging your super combos. The super combos, I just like doing that because people are really thrown off and they're like, oh, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, bro, I do know what I'm doing. Just wait. But I mean, you can always just use him as a free combo. It's gonna be live like turn 2. So if you want to defend and make sure your life is as high as possible, then that's the best way to do it, or one of the best ways to do it. But you have a lot of things in Mono Blue to kind of to get around it. So anyway. And then the last thing is the Quick Thinking Trunks, and that really does the deck. That is the deck. If you skip to this part, that's cool. I hope you understand what the hell I'm doing and see what's up. If not, rewind the video and try again, because I just explained everything. So if anything, that is the deck. It is very, very fun. Again, I'm very surprised. I mean, if you are, put the link in the description. Link me what deck you've been running as far as focusing on him and Shenron, and maybe we can collab with some ideas. But this is probably one of the more fun decks that I played, and people don't really expect it, and it's really good for best of 1, I would think. And I think you can take this in best of 3. Honestly, you can. There's a lot of flex spots as far as like switching him for Haru Haru, switching the Whis for something else, or whatever you need for Child's Wish targets. And of course, if you want to play that right now, you can switch this with like a Boonie or like Objection, depending on what you want to experiment with. Or just put these up to 4. It's just that I like the consistency of blue energy. But overall, very fun deck. Let me know what you think in the comments. As far as gameplay, if I haven't done this live or in a video separate from this already, it just means I haven't had time to do it. I really want to, and I'm going to start doing a little bit more cadence and recording my matches randomly. So if you are caught on Untap playing me, you might be recorded, so sorry. You gotta be for entertainment and education purposes only. So if anything, like, dislike, subscribe if you are new. If you are already, I really do thank you, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. Later.